okie dokie, we're going to make our chocolate jumbles. So Hannah's helping me. Yay!
Let's see how bad Hannah cooks now.
No, you cook.
Fun fact, Hannah went to culinary school, yeah. So I actually do know how to cook a little bit. Just a little.
So I got this big thing of flour, Hannah. Sorry, you gotta.
Okay. So I'm doing all the dry ingredients. Yeah. You just want me to start adding stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna move this bag out of the way.
Review this.
Well, I'll look at it.
So basically, well, I'll tell everybody because that way they know too. But I'm going to be mixing the shortening, the sugar, and the eggs together. Then I mix in the molasses until blended, and then we add hot water and the cocoa and vanilla, and that will go in the mixer. But Hannah's going to do all the dry ingredients, which is...
Okay, well, I'm starting off with flour, and it's 4.5 cups. So this is a half a cup. So yeah. I got to use a lot of these.
Yeah.
8. Actually, 9.
Yeah. So
it's early enough that I...
Yeah, 4.5 cups of flour, so 1 teaspoon of salt, which I...
Hold on, I can only do one. Sure. I have ADHD now.
All right.
So we're on 3.
That's why I always put it in here, then I know don't go over the...
4. So also, I don't like to do the thingy because I'm more of a home cook. So when I have it in the bag, I just kind of like
do you need
move it around.
I do have a spatula if you need like a flat spatula that you could
Okay, I think I'm at 5. Hold on.
You needed to level it off.
So when I make these at home, I don't sift it. I just put everything in there. Yeah. I figure our German ancestors probably sifted either.
You're probably right.
They sometimes if I think it's really lumpy, I'll use a whisk in there.
Yeah, I've done that for years, but
okay, I think that's 5.
Okay.
So 6. 7.
While you're doing that, I am going to get the shortening started. Measured out.
Okay, so this is 9.5 cups. So that would be 4.5. Okay, and what else? How much? Hold on.
Oh.
Do you add all of your spices in with the flour?
Yeah, I do.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I usually add those in the butter when I cream it, and then when I add that hot water, it like blooms it. But that's what I like to do. So.
Well, I bloom the hot water with my espresso powder.
I just make a cup of coffee, or I take an old pot of coffee and just reheat it.
Let me measure that.
Okay, this is baking soda?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put 2 teaspoons of baking soda.
Which doesn't seem like a lot, but...
Yeah, but it's like, this is a lot of dough. This makes a lot of dough.
Yeah, it does.
I've tried to double the recipe.
That's insane, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to use like 1.5 tablespoons of... Because I like my coffee strong for the...
So I had a few really big chunks, and I'm not putting those in there. Okay, so the baking soda, and then do you like to sift your other spices or no?
Yeah, I sift my spices.
Okay. A teaspoon.
Now let me ask you, do you use all shortening or do you use butter and shortening?
I just use shortening for these ones.
You know what? The other batch I have is half butter, half shortening. So let's just to see how it turns out, I'm going to do this one.
So I just added a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to add a teaspoon of ginger, a teaspoon of ground cloves. This is ground cloves. Ooh,
yeah.
This one is not going to fit in there.
So I need a whole cup of, I should have used...
And I really think the clove is what makes this a little bit different than the regular gingerbread.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. Normally I do everything on the kitchen counter, but since we're baking today, we'll do it at the table.
That was a lot. There we go. I mean, can you really add too much ginger? So I will say that, like, if you're not completely precise with the spices, I don't feel like it's too bad.
No.
You always really want the cloves in there, though.
Yeah.
Because that gives it a little bit of a different...
That's what makes it classic. That classic flavor, right? Part of it.
Yeah.
And it's not, I don't think it's
it pairs really well with the chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay, so I added everything except for the salt. Do you have salt?
Oh, yes.
And the cocoa is not in here. You wanted to weigh that, right?
Yeah. And that's kind of a pain to weigh, but...
Okay. This also uses a teaspoon of salt. So I like to use pink Himalayan salt.
Oh, I do have pink Himalayan salt.
But
you want to get it?
No, it's fine.
It's just...
I'm just saying, like, so, you know, for people who...
Yeah.
Use whatever salt you like to use. I don't really know if it matters that much. That's just the kind of salt I like to use because I think it's pretty.
Yeah. Well, when I bake, I usually, a lot of times I have sea salt, but it was the one I had was extra coarse. So I was like, how well will that dissolve in there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I can go with that.
Do you want me to do the cocoa powder in the...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very dusty, Hannah.
Okay.
It's so... I use a spoon to put it in there.
Oh, okay. Because you don't... Yeah.
And I love this chocolate.
So we're going to weigh the cocoa. When I do it, I just scoop it in. But really weighing everything, honestly, probably is going to be...
There you go.
How do I clear it?
Oh, what I do, I put it right in there.
Oh, do you?
I put it right in the dish.
Okay. Oh, I guess I don't need to do it like that. Just don't get rid of that because I need it to strain it. Because cocoa powder tends to be really... Oh,
you need this?
We need 8 ounces, right? So that should say 8.
Even if you're not right to the... Because I think I had like 7 and almost 8. Like... See, doesn't that seem like a lot?
Yeah.
That's more than...
It's not quite a cup yet, but...
It sure looks like more than a cup, don't it?
But that's probably definitely a cup.
Yeah. What the heck did I do last night? I can't remember exactly.
I don't know.
Oh, that's... Oh, yeah.
No, it's on pounds and ounces.
Yeah. What the heck? That's really weird. Measure it out. Now I'm kind of confused. I'm pretty sure I put 7 and something ounces. Just for my own testing out. I'm going to make it flat and just see if it...
Well, yeah, but it's going to... I bet you I know what you did. You put the whole thing on there with the tray. You didn't tear out the tray. Like, zero it out.
Oh, I didn't. No. So, that's part of the tray. Oh, that's what I did. I did like 7.58 or something like that. So, it looks pretty chocolatey. How much is the tray? What was the tray?
4.
Not 4 ounces.
I think so.
Was it? Oh, I guess we need, shoot. Can we put it in there? Sorry, Hannah.
No, you're fine. So this is the joy of baking when you have other people and you forget how you did it the last time.
You know what? I didn't account for this tray. I just...
Because, let's see.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
If you look at it like this, it's about a cup. See?
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit under.
Maybe we'll just do it this way. So I weighed it last night. This time we'll just measure it and see if there's any.
So
difference.
I find that if I'm measuring, like I got to measure everything. If I'm like weighing, I weigh everything.
All right.
So I think that helps so that you know everything is, because it's really about the ratios when you're baking. I'm going to add just a smidge bit more because it's not completely
Is it better
flat.
to use this?
No.
That's the only thing. That thing is so wide. It's like I always feel like you can't get it exactly. No, it won't.
We made a mess. That's all messy.
I'm gonna bring my cocoa and everything over here. See, I hardly ever use shortening anymore. I was appalled at how much it costs. I'm like, wow. I usually use butter, but I did do some research on it, and it said that if you can use butter on a lot of substitute it, but your cookies are going to come out flatter.
Mm.
So.
Well, because the fat content is probably different.
Yeah, there's more water in butter than there is in short.
Okay, so after the dry stuff, so we're gonna head over to the mixer.
No, first whisk that, and I'll start beating the wet stuff because I gotta mix the shortening and the sugar and all the molasses. And I'll move the camera over there.
Okay. And I will say that anytime you're using flour, you want to try to mix it the least amount as possible, especially when you're talking about cookies, because it creates gluten. With that said, I have made this recipe with gluten-free flour. I like to use the Bob's one for one. And that one works really well, and you can basically just use it one for one. Sometimes I'll add like a little bit of extra flour if it looks really wet. This is a really wet dough, so just know that like it's not gonna hurt anything if you use a lot of extra dusting flour or cocoa. You could even use cocoa if you want to dust with that, if you want it a little bit extra. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I don't want to overmix it.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the sugar and the shortening and get that going. 1 cup of granulated sugar. And I use the either cane sugar. A lot of times I use the coconut, but I went to a different store and they didn't have it yesterday when I went to go get it. So I'm gonna cream that a little bit. Do you cream it a little bit to make sure your sugar's kind of dissolved?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it like regular, like how you would do cakes or other cookies.
This uses a whole cup of molasses, and I always spray it with some cooking spray. I got coconut oil. That helps the molasses come out easier.
Yeah, anytime I'm using like molasses or honey, I like to do. Whoop, you need a new jar.
I do have a new jar somewhere. You don't get quite 2 cups out of here then, huh? Because I used a cup last night. I think I have another one in my bedroom. In my third pantry. I had to go dig in my closet. It was in my little holiday tote that ingredients. How many ounces? 12 ounces, so. Well, yeah, you definitely, if you're making a double batch of something, you definitely have to get
2. I think when I first started making it, I would make a double batch, but now I don't, because otherwise we don't eat them fast enough.
Yeah. Because you're making other cookies. It's like not the only cookie. This is it's so different with the shortening and the sugar compared to. All right, so I can add in the eggs. and the molasses.
Do you want your plate?
Yeah. Thank you. All right, I gotta wash my hands because they're gross now.
Well, you touched the eggs.
Yeah.
Did you scrape down the sides? I'm gonna scrape down the sides.
Thank you.
I like to scrape down the sides with these ones because there's so much stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, especially once you start putting that cocoa in there.
Okay.
Since you're there, you can put that, start mixing it, and then put the hot water. And I'll show them. I did a batch. I made a batch last night, so I'll put some video footage up here to see what it looks like when it's. Because when you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, what have I done?
And it looks all curdled.
Yeah. It's like, what have I done? But
just go with the process.
Yes, yeah. So then we add the cocoa and the vanilla. I put the vanilla in.
I mixed the cocoa with the flour. So.
Oh, you mixed the cocoa with the flour?
Yep.
Uh-oh, shoot. You're supposed to. Oh, well.
I think it'll be okay.
I usually mix the cocoa with that, but anyway. Well, we'll see how that turns out, but we can put the vanilla. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Yeah, this is a half a taste. Oh, this one's not open. I hate that. This one that's open. Well, last time I bought some vanilla, I had vanilla bean paste. Oh, that was so good.
I've used vanilla bean paste a little
I like
bit.
that a lot. All right, so then I gotta. Well, that's it, right?
Yeah, you just add it.
Like, give me the lid for the mixer. All right. All right. You want to slowly put this in here?
Sure.
I'll let you do that.
I like to turn it off.
Oh, you do? Oh.
Yeah, so
You're not supposed to put it in all at once.
No, I do it in sections.
Okay. Oh,
I usually do like a cup to like 2 cups at a time.
Oh, okay. See? We do it a little different. No big deal. So. You're the professional.
No, I'm not.
School. I went to the school of doing it, cooking for a few decades, right? Yeah, so we're basically mixing all these dry ingredients. I put the cocoa in with the wet stuff.
I usually just put it on all together.
She does it all together, so we'll see. I'm sure it's going to be fine. All right, so, and then after we do that, we'll chill that and we'll start
rolling out the other stuff.
Yeah.
I know this probably makes more of a mess because you got to take everything off, but this way it doesn't blow up in your face.
Yeah, well that's...
And I feel like it mixes, for me, I feel like I don't mix it as much because I can tell when it's starting to get wet or whatever.
That is a good point about that. Not over mixing it. A lot of times I use this as my flour. Well, not my flour, but
I've done that. So I have a cutting board at home sometimes. No. And then I'll bump it up a little bit for that last bit. Mm.
Well, yours are probably going to come a lot moister then if you didn't handle the flour as much as I did. Which I know they always say that's the best, but.
There we go.
All right, so we gotta just chill that. Now, do you chill the whole bowl, or how do you do it?
Yeah, I usually just put the whole thing in there.
Yep. Now, warning, if you do, like I chilled my dough overnight and I kept it in this bowl.
Well, and that's what we used to do growing up, is that Aunt Joni would make it the day before and then bring it in. So a lot of times we do it like earlier in the day, like around lunchtime. So she'd make it at night, and then the next day just...
Let's get all the dough off here. Probably want your dough out for at least a half an hour.
Yeah. Okay. If you've left it out overnight, for sure you want it out for a little bit. Otherwise, it's really hard to...
Well, you can't leave it out overnight because...
Well, no.
No.
But that's what I mean.
Oh,
like
in the fridge
if you have it in the fridge overnight, you don't want it really... Sometimes I just do it that, like, I let it sit in there for like a half an hour or an hour. Sometimes I don't even do that.
Did I wash our little cookie cutters? Did I rinse them? Maybe they're in a sink basket.
No, they are not.
Oh, maybe I thought about it. They're probably on the coffee table. They gotta be rinsed off. Yep. So we're gonna make some round, and we're gonna make some with the cookie cutters. And when you have it in a bowl, you want to chill a little bit and then divide it into 4 equal parts, like 4 equal balls. It's rolling out really nice, Hannah.
Good.
I forget how thick, like a 1/4 inch.
I don't know. I do it pretty thick. It's a lot thicker. That kind is, I do a lot thicker than you think. It also depends if you're using gluten-free versus gluten. Because gluten-free dough, you want to have it a little bit thicker because it's not going to rise as much. But I will say that I feel like these ones don't rise as much as you think they're going to.
So you think this is too... Excuse me. This is too thick?
Maybe a little bit thinner, like to make it even, but I think that's about what I do. I like them nice and thick. But
yeah, I do too. And the best if you're not handling the dough too much.
Yeah. I noticed, like, once you start using the scraps to roll it out, those ones are a lot tougher, and those ones don't rise as much. So this dough, definitely you don't want to let it... So yeah, this one you definitely want it to be like a 1/4 inch thick when you're rolling it out.
What we'll do is we'll use this one for the cookie sheet. We might have to cut it down a little bit. Maybe not. No, a little bit, yeah. I've had the scissors on the coffee table. You're going to have to let us know in the comments, please, if you try these, if you've ever had them before. I think you're going to love them.
Also, we want to know, what are your family's favorite cookies?
Yeah, please share that with us.
My kids definitely love these. They're like, when I don't make them, they're like, we didn't make the chocolate jumbles.
Dad, he likes a plain sugar cookie.
Sam likes lemon bars, so we do a lot of... I usually do something like that.
So Carrie and I, we love the Russian tea cakes. She calls them crack cookies.
See, now crack, the crack cracker ones.
Yeah.
The crack bark. I like those. I make that quite a bit.
Yeah. Let me get a close up so you can see. Hopefully the lighting's okay. It's getting dark, so they're kind of thick. They are pretty thick.
And they do poof up a little bit, but I think they lend to having a softer cookie, and so they just taste better. I think they taste better when they're thicker.
You really don't need to eat much because you'll be really full. Like, if you have 2 of these cookies, man, you'll be full.
Well, they're pretty rich too.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, you don't need a lot of frosting.
So you think 9 is okay at a time?
Yes.
In 8 to 10 minutes.
Actually, you could probably do 12 on that sheet.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to put that dough back. Or do you want to just roll out one dough? Why don't you roll out a batch and we'll call that good?
Yeah.
Let's get it in the oven. I'll let you do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it's going to need 10 minutes because...
What?
What?
I'm trying to think. How long does it say to cook
8
it?
to 10 minutes, but these are pretty thick. Do you put it in the middle?
Well, don't forget that on her recipe, she says a 3/4 of an inch.
3/4 of an inch?
Yep.
Oh, ours are pretty big,
so this might be like way too much flour.
I had some here. You can put it in that bowl if you need to.
Well, that's from where I got it.
Oh.
Oh, hold on. Let me take off my rings.
And I'll put a link to the recipes. The recipe for the cookies and then also for the icing. I think it says it. I can't remember how many cookies that said that makes.
What are we using this dish for the round ones? I'm gonna make a batch of round ones.
What, honey?
I said I'm gonna make a batch of round ones.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna use the little bowl. Yeah. Well, if I can.
Good idea.
I don't know if I can get
it up. You need that little spatula. Put it. Let me wash it.
Ooh, maybe I won't be using this. I can't.
I have a Coca-Cola cup.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's kind of a pain, huh?
Yep.
Let me find a better. Here, this is the. Wow, this will be too small. Probably not.
Yeah, that'll probably be okay. Some of these are going to be really thin.
Are you going to be making Christmas cookies this year?
Yeah. I'll probably only do like 2 kinds or something. I'll probably have Jason pick one and I pick one.
I always like to try to do a couple of regulars and then try something new.
These ones are way too thin.
Are they?
I think so, but we're just going to go with it. So one big one. So these ones won't need as long.
No. I like them a little bit smaller too because I like to eat a couple of cookies. It's something psychological. I mean, you can have just one, but Whoever just eats one cookie. If you have smaller ones, you don't feel as guilty.
I mean, I guess you're not wrong.
That's
why I like to make cupcakes instead of
cookie,
like a cake, a full-blown cake. Yay.
You think we'll get 4 dozen or 3?
3 maybe? I don't know.
And it really depends on the dimension of your cookie. Like we do, our dimensions different than the recipe. So
yeah, because she uses like the lady who shared the recipe online that we use sometimes.
Yeah.
She uses like a donut cutter, I think.
Yeah, she does.
So
it says serving 24. So oh yeah, she definitely makes them way bigger than we do.
Well, and don't forget she's doing it at 3/4 of a inch.
So you can make them traditionally, which would be like that larger one, and then another hole in the middle. Yeah, that donut style.
Mm-hmm. I don't. We've never done that. I think we've just always used a cup.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Growing up.
I like it because I feel like it's easier to ice too. So
there we go.
All right. I'll put that leftover dough in the fridge while we're waiting to see.
Yeah.
They got
and the
4
cookies
minutes left. So let's get them out of the oven. Am I bouncing?
Yeah, and you can see a lot of the living room.
Oh wow.
Yep, there we go. They're perfect. So when these come out of the oven, they do not look like they're very cooked, but I find that they puff up.
You don't let them set a second on
no,
there? Oh,
no, I
just put them right on
I just put them on. Actually, you know what? A lot of times I just leave them on the tray and then. But these ones, if you leave them in too long, they get really crispy, like really quick. Yeah. So these ones, like you might think that, oh, this doesn't seem like long enough, and they don't need very long.
And these just puff up pretty nice.
Yeah. So and a lot of times once they are cooled down, I like to dust off the flour because a lot of times it gets cooked. It gets cooked on there, and I've bitten into the bottom of one that had a lot of flour, and it's not very good.
Yeah, you know what?
I usually wait till they're dry though, or
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, you don't make too big of a mess and get fingerprints all over it.
Yeah, they're not Santa's thumbprints. So.
Because these are definitely the kind of cookie, the longer they sit, the more they kind of tense up and But yeah, they're perfect. They don't look very on the bottom. You can't even see. Hold on.
Yeah.
You can't. And like sugar cookies, they don't have the fat settles, and so they don't get very dark if you don't leave them in very long. So that light behind there is really hard to see, but it doesn't look like they get a lot of color. If you see color on them, then they've been in there too long.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think those were close to almost being in there too long. But
yeah,
I put it for 10 minutes, but it was probably 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, I can tell a couple of them look a little bit.
Yeah.
But they'll be fine. Because even the ones that are in there now, I can see they're rising pretty good.
Yeah. So I cooked all those batches, or we cooked some of them. I got most of the flour off, but let me get a pastry brush.
And when you sit down, tell me about this frosting.
Okay, so this is just a buttercream, American buttercream. I made a large batch. I used a stick of salted, a stick of unsalted. I use a pinch of salt in there, so to tone down the sweetness. And then I've got probably 4.5 cups of confectionery sugar. And I have 2 tablespoons of vanilla, a half a teaspoon of almond extract.
Okay.
And probably like maybe 2 tablespoons of milk total. I kind of, it varies when I make that and whip it up. And what I do is I whip my butter a good 5 minutes on a heavy whip.
So you use the whip, not the paddle, right?
Yeah, I use the whip, not the paddle. I have done it with a paddle. The last ones I did with a paddle, I like it better whipped.
Okay.
I don't know about you. What about you?
So my whipping paddle is wonky because I've done butter with it and the butter was too hard.
Oh, yeah. So, I let it be a little at room
which
temperature.
Makes a difference when you're baking.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So, but I honestly, I just keep whipping it with the paddle. And I found that works for me. You whip it a little bit longer than you think you're going to need to.
Yeah.
With the paddle.
I can't remember who I learned this from, but somebody, online. It's a baker or whatever. She said if you whip your frosting longer, the butter, it really whitens up.
Yes.
So you have a really nice white.
Yes. The more air in it, the lighter it will get.
I'm like,
that's very bakey.
Yeah. So and it's a nice contrast on these, but we could just start. We can.
Well, and I was gonna say, I know when I make these, I've done it with the buttercream. I've used half cream cheese, half butter.
Okay.
So it's a little less sweet. It's a little bit more tart. So not quite full blown like cream cheese frosting, but a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of cuts in and works really well with these. But also, there's many a times where I've just done a glaze. And I know that's how we did it growing up. We just did a glaze.
That's what Aunt Joan and Aunt Joanne did, is a glaze. And we can,
which you can just use confectionery sugar with
looks like somebody took a bite out of my cookie here.
It does. What is this supposed to be?
Let me see. That's a bell.
A bell. Okay.
There's Christmas trees, which those are a little bit small. They might be a little hard to decorate, but and then I did make some big round ones, because remember we were talking about like that.
I like them just round.
Yeah,
it makes it less. These are not a very fussy cookie, so even when we frosted them, we just use frosting and some sprinkles. So a lot of times my kids would like to get the mixes of the ones. So we have, where they have the jimmies and like some pearls or something in them. That's how my kids do it.
Let me open these sprinkles so that, because I sprinkle them right after I decorate them, otherwise it doesn't stick.
How much frosting do you like to put on yours?
Not a ton.
Yeah. Well,
I like it coated nice, so it looks pretty, but.
Oh, see, I'm very rustic when it comes to.
Well, yeah.
I am not the cookie, like the really fancy cookie baker. I am very much an at-home baker. With that said, I love making cupcakes, which sometimes you can make fancy, but even then, I'd rather have it taste good than it look fancy.
Yeah. I have a hard time with piping, like my icing on like I either have it too hard or like too soft. Yeah, you gotta
have it really. I'm not a big piper. It hurts my fingers a lot, or like my hand a lot. So
I did a video last year. I did a video on Christmas tree light cupcakes. They were so cute. So I just used.
I think I remember.
Yeah, I just used, because you're so busy at Christmas time. So I just made box cupcakes and I did make homemade icing because I just prefer that. But you can certainly use store-bought. But
or you can sometimes what I'll do is I'll get like a thing of store-bought frosting and mix it with like I'll make a homemade Cool Whip.
Yeah.
Or whipped cream and like mix it in together with like a little bit of butter.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or cream
cheese. And you use that for your cupcakes?
For cupcakes, yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. But anyway, you use M&M's on there for the lights, and you need that gel, that piping gel. I could not think of what you call that. Do you call that writing gel or piping gel?
I think it's like a writing gel.
There's some that's like frosting, and then there's some that's more like more like a gel.
Yeah.
Now I tried it with the black gel, like for black wires on top of the frost, and that was a little bit like it bled a little bit. So then I used the green icing, and that worked a little bit better. So, so we got different.
Oh, I should probably put some stuff on it before it dries. So these do dry a little bit, but they're not too. I feel like when you use the frosting, it takes a lot longer. So if you're going to do the glaze, and we always add sprinkles even to the glaze ones, but those you have to do like put the glaze on it and then get it sprinkled right away. You don't want to let it sit, or the glaze, because with a glaze it dries really quick. So these have a little bit better time that you're not you can do a bunch and conveyor belt it, I guess.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if I Love Lucy. Do I don't remember if I use sprinkles when I do the glaze. You said you do?
Mm-hmm, we do.
Yeah,
a lot of times you just do like sugar or like the the little bead ones.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use Jimmy's too. The bigger sprinkle mixes, I feel like don't work as great.
No. Yeah.
So just because it's just a little bit too much, and the frosting's so thin, which you can make the glaze frosting a little thicker and thinner.
Oh, you're gonna dunk it in? You're so smart, girlfriend. You're so smart. I was just gonna go like that.
Smarter, not work smarter, not harder. Is that what the saying is?
Yep. I'm gonna try something else. So. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
I watched Home Alone.
Did you?
I was making cookies. I made peanut butter blossoms last night.
I had one. It was
chocolate chip cookies. So this is a poll. Who thinks chocolate chip cookies are Christmas cookies? We were just talking about this. My husband loves chocolate chip cookies, so he requested that I make them, even though that was not on the plan for the Christmas cookies. And my kids are not here this year, so I'm not making as many cookies because I don't have helpers to eat them or make them. So my kids
are for sticky
teenager years now, so they really can help out a lot. Though they always helped out with the cookies. They
love to do that.
One of their favorite memories to do. But this one's green too. I should have used that one first.
What do you need?
I don't know.
Oh, there's red, and then there's I bought these were the bigger ones. Maybe we could put make a face on there or something. I don't know. Oh, I wish I had. Yeah, that would be kind of.
So I don't really like the big ones on these kind.
That's true. They're kind of almost too big. Aren't they?
That's just a preference thing, though. So do what your heart feels when you're making these.
They're just good. They're a good memory. And at first, if people haven't had these, which a lot of people haven't.
So
they're like, what is
maybe
this?
We should taste one in a little bit so we can explain the flavor profile, because I think that might be helpful. Because I actually just watched a channel the other day, and she was making chocolate molasses cookies. She was from Canada.
Oh.
But she didn't add all the spices. So that's the difference between these and a chocolate molasses. One, there's a lot more molasses, so the molasses is very heavy. So if you don't like molasses,
you mean on these one or the ones you saw?
These ones.
Oh, these have more.
That one only had like a quarter cup or something for a whole big batch of cookies. But also, I mean, there's definitely, when we tried the ones that we made originally, that first batch, there was a lot of chocolate in it. I felt like it almost could have used a little bit more molasses. But that's just
you know what? I think you're right, because I've been eating them all week, and yeah, I think I agree with you. I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? This is missing something. They're really, really good, but I'm like, I felt like it was missing something.
So, well, also you get the spices, the warm Christmassy spices that you get like in a gingerbread, a classic gingerbread. So that's the thing that I like, is it's a little bit sweeter than gingerbread, and then with the chocolate you get a lot of that chocolate. So I will say, if you're not as big on molasses, the chocolate definitely helps pair with it really well. But it's definitely a much warmer cookie than just straight up molasses chocolate. Because I know when I was first looking for a recipe that was like these, because it took a long time to find somebody who made these also, because people like to keep their recipes to their families.
Yes. Some people do, yeah.
So I feel like nowadays people share a lot more than they used to. But it could just be that the internet,
it's like all over there.
People are sharing with the internet instead of just sharing with their friends and family, and then that's how it's.
Yeah, the one lady with Dottie's, which remember the recipe that we mostly use. Some people got mad that but every different families make a variation of that cookie, so you really can't the secret's going to be out.
Someone is.
The word is out. Yes.
Someone will share it.
These are fun. I like the Christmas tree ones. They're so fun to decorate.
Yeah, the Christmas tree ones are cute. Yeah, I think I will say, even these ones, like the sugar ones, if you don't put it on right away, a lot of it falls off.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
have to do with that.
This is definitely funner when you have little kids, because they can just kind of help go crazy. And like I said, you don't have to be super fancy.
No.
I would say that if you're packing these up, you want to wait till you want to let them sit a little bit.
Yeah.
Because otherwise everything, well, and even when they sit, the frosting doesn't get completely hard. So that's I think that's partly why I like to use a glaze, is that I can.
Now I'm trying to think if when we frosted them, we didn't, the first batch, we didn't frost right away. But I frosted them, and I had to bring them right to church because we were having our Christmas carols and cookie night. Mm-hmm. So I had to. So they sat maybe a half an hour, and I used a good quality plastic wrap that I use that Costco, the big economy size.
Yeah,
and that's really nice as far as stuff doesn't stick to it. It sat enough that everything didn't stick to it. So, but I was really careful on how I wrapped that up, and I had a big platter. I didn't, you don't pile them one on top of the other. Obviously, you can't do that.
But at home, I put them in a tin to keep them.
Oh yeah.
Well, because also, I don't want my kids eating 10 cookies at one. If they're just sitting out on the table, not in a platter, they would eat them.
Yeah. Well, and I have this tray, and then I have a really cute Christmas tree container, but they don't hold that many cookies, bigger cookies like this. If I did just all the Christmas trees, I could use that, but coffee is good.
Do you have any stars in there?
Stars? You know what? No, I don't have a. I don't know where my stars.
Because these blue ones
would be great with
well, of course,
Hanukkah.
they're kind of Seahawk colors.
Yeah, they are kind
of.
But they are kind of very Hanukkah. Yeah. And Hanukkah, I think, was it start yesterday or today? Maybe Hanukkah starts today, I think. We have our menorah up. But
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm bad at remembering when Hanukkah is.
Well, it changes. It's like with the new moon and all that. So it's not like
Jewish calendars, right?
Yeah. So it's not always the
same day.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had the kids spend the night. Well, I think mostly Lonnie has been here when we've lit the candle, and the kids do like being part of that.
Well, I feel like with our family, especially for Easter, we've always learn a little bit more about
the Jewish holidays.
But we didn't do a whole lot growing up with
No,
Hanukkah.
We didn't really know that much about it. And then moving around a little bit, you get to see what other cultures are doing. At our church, what's really interesting is the church we go to now, people that used to own that property, the lady is an author. No, I'll have to look up her name because I can't think of it right now. But she wrote a couple of books about the Jewish feasts, like family celebrations and the Jewish feasts, and all about Passover. Okay. And I thought that is so cool that people that actually, because our pastor and his wife and family, I mean, they've had the house now, I think, like 5 or 6 years. And, they had no idea of the history. And it's like so cool that
most of the time when you buy a house, do you know the history?
No, you don't.
Unless you meet the house that I bought, we know a little bit more about like the owners and stuff because our neighbor was really good friends with them. And we actually met the owner because she had just lost her husband and then she was selling the house because it was just too much for her to have the whole thing.
Yeah.
And but like they're at the back of our yard, there is a entryway to go to the neighbor's yard. And like sometimes you think, oh, that's kind of annoying. But the daughters of him and the daughters of the lady who lived in our house, they were really good friends. And so they put that fence there, when they were both living there. And they put the gate there because the girls used to want to come see each other. So, it's like, but most of the time you don't get that history of the house unless you're from the area for a long time or you get the chance to meet the person, but that's not always the case.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, a lot of times it isn't the case. Yeah.
Well, and I like to do ancestry stuff, but a lot of times it's hard to find stuff about like the properties. Like you have to go and get those records, but even then, it's not going to tell you.
Yeah,
everything.
Matter of fact, one time when we lived up in upstate New York, in our house that we had, we were running a house church, which you remember. Mm-hmm. And one day, Dad was out in the yard. I don't know, doing some yard work in the front yard, and one of the neighbors come by. Oh, I know what it was. We had a tree. That broke or cracked in half. And so we were cutting down the wood, and one of the neighbors, he's like, are you going to use all that wood? And we're like, no, do you want it? And he's like, yeah. So that kind of was, a win-win for us. We didn't have to pay for it to be removed, and somebody that needed it could use it. But long story short, he was an old-timer from the neighborhood. He says, he goes, I see you have a sign there. You have a little church going on there? Because this house was pretty good size. And my husband's like, yeah. And he goes, it's really interesting. He goes, when they first were building, I don't know if it was the Methodist church on that road or the Lutheran church. He goes,
down the street. Right?
Yeah, he says, this is where they first would meet at this house when they were starting that church.
Oh, wow.
I'm like,
that's fun.
Yeah, it's like, unless somebody told us, we would have.
Yeah, you wouldn't have. We didn't know, and all the time that I was living there.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure Grandma didn't know.
Yeah. Yep. Out there, the tree fell down. That made us find out what.
Our tray's getting really
full.
I think we get 2 more cookies on here.
Wow, we had a lot of cookies. So this is a
lot of cookies.
I'm trying to think if this was the whole batch or if it was. No,
they make
this is a batch in like a quarter, because I had like 2 dozen I brought to church, and I think it basically made around 3 dozen per batch.
Yeah, it makes a lot.
If you make the big ones though, so I used a quarter of a batch for 8 or 10 big ones.
Okay.
So if you're making the big ones, keep that in mind. You're gonna you're not gonna get as many. So,
but
you'll have bigger cookies.
You'll have a bigger cookie, and you only need to eat one.
But you know how Christmas cookies go. You have to try them all. So.
Yes. Okay.
So, do you think what other desserts do you like to serve at Christmas time? Do you just like cookies, or
we mostly just do cookies? I know my son really likes. There's a lemon bar that he likes. It's not like the lemon. It's not a typical lemon bar. It's like a shortbread cookie, like in a pan. That you can cut up. With like a hard like lemon glaze, and he loves those, so we make that a lot. My ex's family, they have like a bar type of, it's like a pecan.
Oh, I remember those.
You remember those? Like, yes. Cut them up in small little squares, but they're basically a pan, like a bar pan type of cookie. I don't know. I don't even know if I'd label it as a cookie, because they were really delicate. And I would make those sometimes. I don't know. I wonder if I have the recipe. I should make them, because
they were super
ex
good.
doesn't like bake that much, so I bet my kids would love to have something from the other side of the family.
Yeah.
I think it would taste better. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, it's pizza, so it wasn't bad pizza. Deep dish pizza from whatchamacallit, the BJ's around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Jason